Kalimera. I can't speak Greek, sorry. So I'll try to be brief with my presentation, but I would like to say how happy I am to be here to share our experience in the beginning of our cycle pass history, because Gdańsk is a city which is not so different from your Patras. So I'll start with a short presentation of the city itself. My name is Malgorzata Ratkowska, everybody calls me Gosia because it's easier, and I work for the city within European projects. Gdańsk is located in the northern part of Europe, and it is on the seashore, just like Patras. The only difference is climate, I'm afraid. So we are very, very up in the north, but we also are not very big city. Gdańsk is the capital of the Pomeranian region, with a population of 460,000 inhabitants, so not too big. Now, the city is really very old for us, because it's 1,000 years old. And young at the same time. Yes, I know it's funny for Greek people and Italian people when I say it's old, but in the Northern Europe it's quite old. But it's also young because of many universities and high schools. We have quite a big number of students, so it has some opportunities for future, I hope. And the first similarity to Patras is port, because Gdańsk is a deep sea port, one of the biggest at the Baltic Sea. We compete with German ports, but in this part of the Baltic Sea, it's the biggest one. We also have a long river which goes across, the whole Poland, and therefore Gdańsk was very, very important and very rich during the medieval times because of trades. We were selling all the goods from Poland, because Gdańsk was a free city like Lübeck in Germany, because we joined the Hanseatic League in the 14th century. We had also our own vessels to sell crops into Europe. But it is also famous because of modern history. Well, that is the place where everything in modern history changed. Started changing. We are famous because of our shipyard in Gdańsk, where Solidarność was born, and where Lech Wałęsa started, everybody was involved, but we say he started the modern peaceful revolution for the Eastern Bloc, for our part of Europe. We, of course, because of the communist times, suffered because of lack of investment, especially in infrastructure, and therefore we have quite a good developed public transport. You can see a little of data over there, and the most important is commuter train and tram. Surprise, surprise, we didn't cancel tram, because many cities in Europe did it. We didn't. We extend it now due to European funds, structure funds. But as I say, commuter train is probably the backbone of the city. Very soon our authorities discovered that the change of political and economic system in Poland made also changes in people's minds, and a car became the most desirable part of our possessions. Car is a symbol of a status, unfortunately still it is. So everybody wanted to have a car. We were exporting cars from the whole Europe. And of course, very soon, the city got totally clogged with traffic jams and congestion. Therefore, the new solution was needed, and some people decided, well, we can use bicycles, but bicycles are also, like in Greece, perceived like recreational solution, just for fun. Very, very long. It wasn't used as a means of transport at all. It wasn't even perceived as a means of transport. Early in the 60s, 70s, it was perceived as a vehicle for peasants, in villages, for poor people. So the first thing was to change people's attitude towards bicycle, to involve them in creating a fashion for commuting by bike. We decided to do something about this terrible congestion. It's not my city, no, it's not that big. But the solutions we started using were actually borrowed from Europe. So we started this calming system, and now you can see on the map, these pink areas where we have 30 km/h zones, and where we started building infrastructure for bikes. Of course, it requires money, so we started with easy things. Changing, the old town into this calm zone was easy. Just changing people's thinking wasn't easy. Everybody thought, no, 30 kilometers, no, a car can't go that slowly. It's a waste of fuel, etc. But it's not. So we worked hard to change the thinking first. We changed also the rules in the city, making the crossings equal, and we allowed bikes to go against the traffic. So we allowed bikes where the cars are not allowed, so pedestrian areas, and we painted lanes, against the traffic, but also within. So bicycle was very, very slowly became used also in the way of commuting. But bike users decided, well, we need infrastructure. Infrastructure is something which will develop cycling very much. Well, it is, but it's quite expensive still. So we decided to combine money from different resources. Of course, the city money, the region money, some national money, and very important European money. Well, the combination worked okay, and we started, first of all, building new cycleways where we decided to improve infrastructure and build new roads. And also, wherever we maintained a road, we added a piece of, or a fragment of a cycling path. Now it's getting better. We started with 25 kilometers of cycling path in Gdańsk in 2001. Now it's almost 85 ready. You can see structure here. Red are existing ones. There are still many gaps which we have to fill in, but it's getting better and better. We also added some bike infrastructure, so parkings. Mostly from European money, I must say, from projects. And surprisingly enough, from also so-called smart projects, not only from very, concrete money, structure money. Now this is a situation of bicycle parking. You can see around, but that's, up there is the sea. So along the seashore we have quite a few places to park your bike when you come to the seashore. Oh, sorry. Now, model speed is very low still for biking. It's now 3%, used to be 2% for very, very long, but it's going up very quickly now, and we hope to achieve 15 in 2020. But it's not ideal, as you can see. People are still using cycleways as parking places, walking on it, so we decided we have to change people's recognition of bicycle, and of course make the authorities be more careful with building new roads. And of course the most important thing is safety. So we concentrated on soft modes because Poland, unfortunately, is the second country in Europe with the rate of accidents, and especially death toll. So unfortunately that is something we really have to work on and change. We started with very easy things. Easy to say. Changing also perception. Bike is vulnerable, so you have to be more careful passing by. Well, we put 107 cycling traffic signs to warn drivers. We also made a first in Poland, cycling-friendly street with special boxes for cyclists. It's just painting, but it works on awareness. The separate lanes for bikes on streets, separate boxes for turning to the left, and now, well, it is the example in Poland where people can see how it works. We also put some traffic signs for cyclists, which also makes it easier for people. What we discovered during all these years is cooperation as a key of success. You have to cooperate, and especially with the special, police, traffic forces, etc., but also with media. The cooperation is probably the most important thing also for education, because the city can change lanes, can change regulations, but the first thing is to educate mostly young people, because it's the easiest way to have a population of new thinking. So we cooperate very much with the police, and we come to schools, we do some lessons for youngsters, we also make special programs for them. Children love to compete, and I would like to give one example. I'm looking at my colleague from Graz because she will be talking after me. We introduced special training for school children who are learning cycling, and up till now they were learning only in schoolyards, never in the streets. And we discovered that our partner in the project, which was PIMS Transfer Project, European project, I know I'm too long. No, oh yeah, good. Did it for 16 years in schools with so-called controlled risk, going out of the schoolyard, going into streets, of course not to the most important streets and the most congested, but at least around schools, so that children could learn how to cycle in real traffic circumstances. We organized a workshop and treated our school teachers and headmasters as guinea pigs, so that they could play the role of children. And it worked, and now we have a few, not too many, but a few schools where we started so-called cycling buses. People understood that if it's possible, children can cycle to school and park the bike safely next to school. So we do have such examples. Well, not too many, as I say. We used outdoor events, of course, again, due to European projects. These smart projects give you money for that, to educate children, but also youngsters and adults. We organized European Mobility Week for 3 times now, and also some other events where we show that bicycle is a commuting tool, but also we educated people about safety. Special attention we pay to children, because that's, for us, it's like for all people in Europe, children are future. So, children love competing, so organizing all possible competitions in painting, in questionnaires, in crosswords, things like that, make them happy because they can win something and they can be better, they can prove it. So it's a very good way to educate them. Of course, very, very long time takes to get the results visible, but you have to start now. And of course the European money is very helpful. Due to these soft projects, you can support such actions with brochures, leaflets, many gadgets, the promoting materials, not gadgets, sorry, European Union, but it helps a lot. And of course, you can provide children with the reflecting elements, with helmets for cycling and things like that. We also, for example, produced a special computer game for children, which is teaching them cycling in a safe way. It's interactive way, so that's nice. But you have also to use modern platform of communication. So we used blogs, Facebooks, Twitters to promote what we want to sell as a city. Very, very good tool, very modern and fashionable for youngsters especially, children also now. So we, for example, tried to convince that bicycle is fashionable, is yes. And we organized a competition for fashion for cycling, urban cycling, of course. We also organized a campaign by Bike to Work, cooperating with 45 companies, and we judged them, we assessed them due to the scale of cycling, but also facility, etc. We, of course, awarded the companies which were the best, with not only photos like that, but little presents for the people and for marketing the company. So it worked. Well, what was also important that, for example, health insurance company can go with it, you know, make their life easier or cheaper. Then we organized also an outdoor exhibition to promote urban cycling, involving people who send us pictures. We organized a huge training for them and took professional pictures. Well, normal people from Gdańsk, they told us the stories, and the outdoor exhibition was displayed in 4 main crossings in Gdańsk, and a nice calendar for next year was produced. Thank you. I managed. Thank you very much.